Hi, Northaven Voices. This is Bob Roton, and this week I am honored to be visiting with Beverly Travis. Hi, Beverly, and welcome to Northaven Voices.
Thank you, Bob. I'm so happy just to do this for you and to get to know you better and to sort of let people know what I'm all about or not.
Yeah.
I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri, but that's been many, many years. And I feel like I'm a Dallas site through and through. I'm really a Southerner, not a Northwesterner. I love Dallas, and I have lived in Missouri and then gone to Denver for a couple of years, into Georgia for a couple of years, East Grand Rapids, Michigan for 18 months. But I've always come back to home. And I love it here, and I'm staying. Yay. I'm a commercial and residential interior designer, still working.
Wow.
And people say, at your age? And I go, yeah, at my age. I like to eat. I like to have gas for my car. I like a roof over my head. So yes, I'm still working. And my biggest asset, I guess, is that I love what I do. And my biggest liability is I love what I do.
Yeah.
So, no children, plenty of fur babies over the years. I'm down to one right now, baby doll. And right now she's on my lap. She may stand up. I don't know. But let's hope she settles down. Right now she's laying on my lap. Wow. I live in Uptown, and which is literally 3 minutes from the Design District, which makes me a happy camper. My favorite thing to do here is just to go out walking. I've got, my building has a gate that opens to the Katy Trail. So, and I can go to I go to Rivershawn Park, and I really enjoy getting out. And my building is particularly pet friendly. So I know a lot more of the dogs than I do their owners. Yeah. Because I remember the owners by their dogs, and and I'll look at them and go, oh yeah, you have so-and-so, Yeah. So I love it. And in fact, that's why I rented here 12 years ago. Was I walked in and they had a big bowl of dog biscuits, and I thought, this isn't a place for me, because at the time I had Audrey Mae and Higgins and baby doll. They were two dachshunds, brother and sister. And I lost Audrey Mae at 12 and a half years and Higgins at 14. Oh, wow. So now I'm just down to my precious little baby doll. Oh. Let's see. You asked me.
Well, tell us a little bit about what brought you to Northaven.
Oh, okay. Well, I started, in fact, I really had fun preparing for this, because I even got out my Bible.
Oh, because
I just made some notes. I started Missouri Synod Lutheran, which some people might know is very strict. It's almost like Catholicism. So as a young girl growing up, that was church every Sunday and tithing since I was 5 years old. And my daddy was a deacon in the church, and I 2 years confirmation class every Saturday for 2 years. Oh, wow. And then I was baptized at 23 days. And then confirmed, I think, when I was about 14. Okay. And then I was always questioning even then. Some things just didn't hit me right. And I couldn't believe some things I was being told, but I was not one to stir the pot or talk back. But as I left the home and started my own venture, I fell away from the church. Yeah. For many years, so not many, but several years. And then I met a wonderful man that he was. We started going to St. Michael's and All Angels, which is just what Henry VI getting away from the Catholic Church and starting his own so he could get divorces. So that suited me, and I liked the idea that we had, a converted Jew that was a priest. We had a female priest. It was a very, very nice. And then I went to a 2-year course once a week taught by a priest on the study of the Bible, literally. And then I decided, a friend of mine said, I want you to come to Unity. They're on Forest, right down up the street from us. And I said, okay. And I guess I was ready for Unity, because I walked in and never left. And at the time, it was a very large church.
Yeah.
And as you know, it has a history.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started there with a dear friend and her husband and never looked back. And I'm one of those that whatever I can join and get to know people, I will. And over the years, I served on the board for 4 years. I was head of the ushers. I don't know, on and on. I took a discipleship program for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And what that was, it was a study. I've got my metaphysical Bible as well, or dictionary, but it's a study takes a different form. And we all, the discipleship course, so many people wanted it, that it was a Monday evening and Tuesday evening, and there were 12 disciples in each class. And we had a big ceremony before we started, and we all picked our name from a basket, because as I believe, and you, I'm sure too, that there are no accidents, and who we picked, there was for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked Peter. So I was the disciple Peter and studied a lot about him and the rock, and all the spiritual attributes that go with it.
Wow.
So that was just one of my favorite classes.
I bet it sounds like it would be so rewarding.
I want to tell you, we went on retreats, and we would combine the two classes when we went on retreats. Uh-huh. We participated in all the Christmas ceremonies and the Easter ceremonies. We all participated. We all had our colors, what color each disciple was. I donated. I have a fabricator. I had scarves, much like a priest would wear, long. Mm-hmm. And then I had the color for that disciple. And then I had embroidered the name of the disciple. And then we wore those in we did a lot of things in the church. So it was David McClure was the minister, and who I adored. And I really learned a lot. Then, about 3 or 4 years ago, it changed a lot. I don't have any complaints. I just wasn't being spoken to anymore. Yeah. A lot of ministers turned over. No, I'm not criticizing anything. It just wasn't for me anymore.
Right.
And so one of my members from Unity said, "Oh, Beverly, try Northaven." So there I am at Northaven.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Good.
I love it. I mean, it's, and I was taken, I remember, I think a year ago, January, I think it was, because I just, and I've got an art class with Renee. And,
cool.
Renee, Renee, and then April.
Yeah.
And then all the other girls, I love all of them. And they're very intimidating. So what I do is I just say, what can I do to help? They're all so talented, So
you're part of the creatives group then?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I mean, to tell you, and I think just one, each one is my favorite in their own way, Yeah. And I like to tease Renee a lot because she's easy to tease.
Yeah.
And, but I really like the group a lot.
Well, we love the group. We love the group. You guys have done such beautiful jobs.
Well, they have. I do the manual stuff. I mean, April and Renee say, cut this out, do that, paint this. Okay. They're the creatives, all those girls. So I can't take credit for that, but I can take credit for trying to help implement. Yeah. That's what I do. I feel I'm more creative in my own world. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a painter. I do like to work with paper and collage. Mixed media is a favorite of mine, but not to any degree like those girls. So, anyway.
So you've been at Northaven for 2 years now. Is that
really? I feel like it's been 1 year because of the COVID, So really, I did work on Good Friday. I was a part of that. I took the walk first, and then I filled it. Renee worked, and then I worked after that. So, but I just.
You did the Good Friday. Sessions? Okay.
Yeah, you were too.
Yeah.
Weren't you?
No, I went through the process. I didn't work there that day.
No, but you were there.
Yeah, I was there. Yes.
Yeah. So that was
Oh,
really,
you were doing the art part of it. Is that right? I remember now. Yes.
but you can't remember because Renee gave me her apron. So I
Yes.
can't blame anybody because it said Renee.
Yeah.
And so I just took credit for anything she did,
But she switched to you when we were coming up. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Yes. Because
Yeah.
I go, who? I don't know this person. Yeah.
I know. In fact, our new minister came up with her daughter.
Uh,
And I know you've met her. She was there. And I'm talking to the minister and I said, well, now what grade are you in? Her daughter. And she said, oh, I'm 32 years old. And I went,
what?
He looks like a child, And I guess she loved it, but I couldn't believe it. She's so thin and tiny, and she's got, I think, two babies, too.
Mm-hmm.
So she's given
her. Yeah.
So I made a complete fool of myself on that. Let's see.
So what are your passions?
Well,
Besides
animals.
Art? Oh, yeah.
Animals and art. I belong to the Meadows, the DMA, the Nasher, the Holocaust. I'm getting ready. I'm not ready yet, but I've gone over to the Carter a couple of times now. I'm sorry, that's my phone.
No
I'll try to turn it off. I'm sorry, I didn't turn it off. I'll do that right now.
Okay.
I'm starting to enjoy the Amon Carter because they're doing they're doing more not only Western, and I'm doing a lot of lectures online with them. I've been doing that, which I really enjoy anything like that. So I'm getting my intellectual stimulation from maybe three times a week, getting online for some sort of a lecture or whatever. Come on now, honey. She's gotten, now you're going to see a tail in a minute. Okay, there we are again. Do you want to show everybody your pretty face? Look at that face. Am I pretty
baby doll?
what?
Baby doll, right?
That's baby doll. Let's see. So my passions are really pets, museums. I really like kids. I try to volunteer. I do some volunteer at North Texas Food Bank on occasion.
Well, thank you for that.
I couldn't have children, so I have my fur babies. Anyway, let's see what else.
Well, I want to ask you, how has your life been different than you expected?
Oh, yes. I was talking to, I have a women's group, not with Northaven, but another women's group. There's 7 of us. And we ask each other that question.
Oh, did you?
And all the same question. All of us, without exception, said it didn't turn out like I expected.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And then we talked about why and who we are today because of, and that it's not like a disappointment, at least not for me. And all the other girls pretty said the same thing, that what we had and all the little side trails and everything that we did brought us to where we are today. And I expected to be retired in the south of France on a yacht sipping a martini. Didn't happen.
You could put a picture up there and you could have your martinis.
So anyway, no, I had thought by now I would probably be retired, but I'm not. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh, and I had my god baby, Kyle, he's from California, and his mother was very generous, and I became his godmother when he was born. They were an older couple, and they were lucky to get him. And so I'm his godmother. So I was out there, for his baptism when he was little, and I would go out about 4 times a year, or he would call and come here. And so he's like, he was one of my joys in life was Kyle.
Oh.
And he's now, and I told him I'd put a rock on his head to keep him from growing. And he called me Gumby, short for God, Mom, Bev. And he'd say, "Oh, Gumby, you're so silly." And he was the sweetest little guy. Well, now he's 6'4". Went to Stanford on a full golf scholarship.
Wow.
Still lives in Palo Alto, and married with 2 children.
Oh.
So, and I still call him my sweet baby boy, and he still calls me Gumby. So he was probably one of the highlights of my life, just having him in my life and how generous his mother was in sharing him with me.
Good.
Let me see, I wrote down other happy
So how do you
moments.
spell that? G-U-M-B? Gumby.
Y.
Okay.
Gumby. Yeah.
Just like
the
it
little
sounds.
cartoon. Yep. Yeah. And let's see. Do you want to ask me another question, or should I just keep going?
Well, what are you most grateful for?
Oh, my friends. My friends. My ability, the gifts I was given that I have, I think, innately. We all have God-given gifts, and God had gave me some gifts that have provided me a nice life and an ability to express myself. I think another gift is just curiosity. I'm very curious about things, and I like my brain kind of, I think you said, what's your favorite Bible passage? And I thought of one immediately, and then I started writing it, and I thought, I don't really know what exact
Yeah.
So I got that. So I'll tell you what that is.
Okay.
It is John 8:7. Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. You remember that one? And I thought, it really took me down the road of, well, what was God or Jesus really saying? Well, obviously he was saying, nobody's without sin, except himself, of course. But also he was looking at this woman who was, and when reading about it more deeply, he was really saying so much more, and he always said so much more in his parables, and I never get it all, but I try. It's so brilliant.
Yeah.
I see the Bible more like poetry, and that he was, and I always see Jesus as laughing. I think he was a great guy to be around. And I think he didn't put up with a lot. He didn't like fools very well. And for him, I think he meant much more, but basically he was saying, well, woman, if you did do this, pick yourself up and go and sin no more, meaning get your act together. If you have been doing this, it's not good for you. So let's, but that also stones can be, if I would meet you and then turn around and say, what, that Bob, I don't like him or something, that's a stone. There's stone, words can be stones, anger, inflicting insecurity or being unkind to someone. So those are stones. And that's always been one of my favorites, because bottom line, he was just saying, come on, let's clean up your life and move on. And what I discovered when I started reading about, in those times, if an adulterer, you had to bring the man and the woman, not just the woman. They didn't bring the man, but by law, you had to have the man and the woman who had committed adultery. I found that fascinating. But I'm not surprised, are you? No. So that's one of my favorites. That's one.
And I love how you expanded on that, why that's your favorite, and how we use ways to hurt ourselves and hurt others through words or actions, or that, how we have to be really present with that. And
I have a lot of them. I have a lot that I love. But I'm no biblical scholar. I'm not, I don't pretend to be, but I think it's important to be raised. I had a good foundation, and I never, especially in like the metaphysical, more of Unity Church, a lot of people would kind of make a negative comment about, being raised so strict. And so a lot were Catholic, and I was basically Catholic. If you look into the Missouri Synod, they're really strict. But I saw it as a foundation. And how are we going to know about other, what we like? That's a good foundation. And so I got a good foundation as a child growing up. And then you just expand on it.
Yeah. And you open yourself to learn from others. And
yes. Yeah.
And listen,
Yeah.
listen.
And listen.
Yeah.
Although you might not think I listen, but I do. I'm good at it.
I bet you do. Well, you have to be to be successful in your career. You have to listen very well, right?
So yeah, you have to listen to what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
What else, young man?
So what else do we want to talk about? How long you raised in Missouri, but you've been in Dallas? You came to Dallas?
I was raised and when you're from St. Louis, you don't say Missouri, you say Missouri.
Missouri. Sorry.
Missouri. If you're from St. Louis, I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. And I was born there and I left there when I was 19.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I came to Dallas. I went to North Texas State University later.
Oh, okay.
Not when I first moved here. I started college when I was 28.
Okay.
So, and that was fun, working full time and taking a full load and, but when you're young and stupid, now I'm old and stupid. Then I was young and stupid. But that was fun too.
Yeah.
I think what makes me happy. Let's see, what was this question you had that?
What can you tell me about one of your happiest moments? That was one.
Oh, well, when Kyle was born, of course.
Yeah, of course.
That was just, let me see, where are some, I wrote those down. I wrote, oh yeah, when Kyle was born, of course, I was over the moon. And starting college when I was 28, and how afraid I was. Because I was 10 years older than anybody there. And but I was married at the time to Herschel, my dear husband. He was a dentist. And we had moved back from Georgia. He went in the military. It was right when the end of the Vietnam War, and when he graduated, he enlisted. He wanted to serve.
Wow.
And he was a great guy, wonderful man. And so we went in the service for 2 years in Augusta, Georgia at Fort Gordon. And he was one of 2 dentists that was selected to treat the prisoners of war. Oh, wow. So it was a big honor. Yep. In fact, you remember the bracelets? I wore one of the bracelets and I got to watch my guy got off the plane. He got home. It was really neat. Yeah. And then we moved back to Dallas and set up practice in Louisville.
Oh, okay.
So then we got that going, and I worked full-time there, and then went to school full-time, and then got all the dental school loans paid off, a couple of years. And he and we remained friends forever, but it was just, he was such a precious man, but he just, he loved dentistry and racquetball. And I think what summed it up was, I can remember saying to him, standing in the living room saying, Hirsch, I would just love to go to Europe for a couple of weeks. We've worked so hard and we've done so much. He said, you want to go to Europe? I'll send you to Europe. Oh, okay. So that sums it up. There was nothing wrong with this man. He was a wonderful man. Yeah. But that was, and people always say, oh, I get it. So we had one attorney and, we always supported each other and cared about each other. So that was good. And let me see what else makes me happy. Oh, when I was hired by Herman Miller Company. I don't know if you know them, furniture company. And I was the first female in the South hired as a sales regional manager, not a regional, a sales, what did they call me? Territory manager. Okay. And that was bad. I'm 100 years old now. I don't look bad for 100, do I? No,
you look very good for 100 years old.
Thank you. Yeah. Thanks. I think so.
I hope so. I can be that way when I'm just around the corner.
When you reach that. Yeah. Anyway, so I just it was a very at the time that was a very, very well thought of company, very high end, I remember it. And very well thought of. So I was beyond surprised that I was hired, because I was a showroom manager at another showroom, but nothing like Herman Miller. And Andy McGregor hired me, and he was one of the nicest men. And I remember he said, okay, Beverly, what do you want to do in 5 years from now? And I said, I want to be right here working hard and making money. I don't want to be in management. He said, good answer. Truthful. And I said, no, I know I'm supposed to say I want your job, but I don't.
Yeah.
So that was probably one of my happiest moments and one of the biggest life lessons, because nobody wanted me. I was the woman. Meaning back then, I mean, that was a long time ago, you know, I was not, you know, the guys just didn't want me there. And so I had to prove myself by being there an hour early, staying an hour late. And I met my quota the first year. And by then they were like, oh, wow, she really is working hard. And so after that, it got easier. But that was probably one of my happiest, just a lot of learning. I can remember one of the guys saying, did you get paid for blah, blah, blah? And I said, no, I don't think so. I said, I guess I need to show them. He said, let them show you they don't owe it to you. Oh, okay. So, I mean, paid me just like a man, treated me just equally. I mean, that company, fabulous. So that was one of my happiest moments too.
Of course, yeah,
was working hard, but proving myself and gaining respect, and all of us have gone through that.
So now that I love that. I love that because now you could you could be who you were. You know, Yeah. Now that COVID is coming, it feels like we're moving to a new journey with it. So what do you want to do? Was there, you know, you sounds like you like to travel. I'm sure you want to see your
I want to see Kyle,
yeah,
my god baby. And right before COVID, 2019 December, I got to go to the UK and see a friend of mine for 2 weeks. And we went up to up north where the Beatles are from. I can't remember. You know what Anyway, we went up there. We went to the Cotswolds. We went to Oxford. We had the best time. And then a couple of months later, that was it. So I want to go see Kyle, and I'm going to go see my nephew. He lives in Las Vegas, he and his wife, and they want me to come before they move back. I was there Christmas of 2019, and so I'll go back there in a couple of months.
Reconnect with family.
And,
Yes.
And I just, you know, I think just going out and being civilized and eating off of a table that has a tablecloth and somebody brings me the food and I like it.
Exactly.
I am so tired. I mean, are you just like crazy? I mean, it's like, what do I have to eat? Oh, I don't know. Let me put this in my mouth, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So going out to eat and just socializing.
Enjoying Dallas again, right? So walking someplace to eat.
Now I have been walking a lot. Yeah, that's helped my sanity. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to have to come to an close here. So tell me how you want to be remembered.
As kind. Just kind. And I think that's the most important thing for us to love each other and to be kind to each other, no matter what the circumstance. So that's how I'd like to be remembered.
And I loved how you just came out kind. You know?
Yeah, that's it.
And that beautiful face, it was great. I loved that. So
good.
Thank you.
Good.
I can't wait to see you in person again. And now I know who I'm talking to.
Now you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. In fact, I told our new minister, I said, you're going to be glad you met me. He was like,
of course I am.
Stay away from that one. So I can't wait to get back with people and get to know everybody better. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you asking me to join you, and it's not too hard to get me to talk, is it?
Well, that's great. I mean, I think you're just fun to talk to. I said I'm going to go. I think I'm going to meet you downtown and have a sit-down dinner with you.
There you go. We could do
We
anything.
have our office. My husband and I have our office down in the Uptown area where I'm a licensed counselor, professional counselor. Yeah, and he's a licensed massage therapist. But we have a health business right there on Cedar Springs between Blackburn and Turtle Creek. So,
Well, yeah.
yeah,
And I
so
walked down there too. Oh, good for you. Have I met your husband? Does he come to church?
he does, Tim Wallace. So
Okay.
he was with me that night. And so,
Okay. Well, then I've met him.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, like I say, once I get their face and the name, I'll get it.
Yep.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you so much. Learned so much. I can't wait to see you at church soon.
Thank
you. And
I hope I can figure out how to do all the instructions on what I do with this, or are you just taped it and I don't?
I take it from here, and it's going to be
Oh.
published on Thursday this week. So,
Okay.
So it'll be in the e-blast, and so.
Okay. Well, I hope it doesn't scare off too many members.
I think it's going to bring us in. So I think we're going to reach.
Good. Well, I look forward to seeing you in person, sweet man.
Thank you. You take good care. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.